my mother was a single mother, and I saw her struggle. And after my father passed away, I saw her bring us up when going back to college, finishing all her studies, degrees,
Wow.
and joining workforce back again, and providing for us without changing our school or our house. Struggle is there whether you're single or not, because bringing up children is a very big responsibility.
Correct.
My name is Ashhima Chibber, and you're watching me on PeepingMoon.com.
Hello everyone, welcome to PeepingMoon.com. I am Rashita Sahni, and today joining me for a super interesting conversation is Ashhima Chibber, the incredible filmmaker who helmed Mrs. Chatterjee VS Norway. Hi Ashhima, how have you been?
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. I'm fine.
You're most welcome. Ashhima, when I was watching the film, and this is exactly what I mentioned in my review, was that when you take creative liberty to present a true story, sometimes the realism lacks. You feel, oh, they have done too much, it's not looking very real. But what I wrote was that not even for a second did the film lack any realism. I could feel the emotions of the story very strongly coming and translating through the screen. How did you manage to strike that perfect balance?
See, real stories are difficult to make because people already know the story.
Correct.
So they're already coming into the hall with a lot of knowledge. So you're already up against, the positive is that people already know, and the negative is that people already know.
Yeah.
So it is a challenge to write a film like that. Also, because the children are involved in the story, and I want to be very careful in protecting the children who eventually, are going to grow up and watch the film. And also there are real people who are attached to the story. So it was a very difficult task. Apart from that, it is set in Norway, which doesn't speak much English. Then it's from West Bengal, where they don't speak much Hindi, and the language in the house is Bengali, and the language on the documents is Norwegian, and so much law is in the film. It's a courtroom drama. So it took a lot of research. Also, it needs the technical execution so that when people come into the hall, you want when people come into the hall that they forget everything else and they are involved in watching the film and enjoying what is on the screen, so that they don't pick up their phones and read text messages.
Correct.
That is a very big challenge these days for filmmakers. So yes, so it's very difficult to make a true story, and especially a story like this. And my honesty was towards the mother, who I wanted, the story for me was the mother's emotion of the children being taken away. What does a mother go through?
Yeah.
For 3 years, 610 days, the mother was without her children. 610 days. I cannot stay without my child even for 6 minutes. I want to know what he's doing. Every time, after every interview, I call him, "Sab theek hai na?" because I'm not at home. And then he will say, "When are you coming?" So, this is a mother. A mother is like this. We work and we have to balance. So I cannot even imagine what that mother went through. So it was a challenge to make it and make it right, because topic is so difficult to handle. So it had to have the right, it had to strike the right chord.
Yeah.
And it is a story of a mother. And we all know what it is, what our mothers go through when they bring us up just to give birth, just to get pregnant. Your body, your everything, and emotionally, mentally, nobody talks about it. It's amongst the women. So it's my attempt at all of that, and now the audience will decide. I hope and pray everybody, please take your mothers and go and watch this film. It's it's a poem for the mothers and what they do.
Definitely, I've watched it. I've already told my mom, go watch it. But I read somewhere that you said that you could close your eyes and open it and you could just see Rani play, Devika.
Yes.
How did that happen? Because of course she herself is a mother.
Yes.
That adds on, I'm sure. But there are several Bollywood actresses who are mothers themselves. What was that special thing about Rani that, because...
See, it's performance, and she's a star, and she's a Bengali mother, and she's so gorgeous to look at, and she looks great in Indian clothes, and her performance is exemplary. So I wanted, when I closed my eyes, when I heard the story, I couldn't see anyone else. Also, I have a close bond with Rani before that, because I have seen when I, in my personal life, decided to be a mother, and a single mother at that, she was the first one I confided in. And I saw a side to her which was so compassionate and so supporting and so understanding as another mother to mother, that for me there was no other option. She was the one, and I don't think that at any point there is a doubt in this choice.
But you know, that being said, when I was watching the film, I told you those emotions were coming through, you know, even through the screen. And I also read that there was a very motherly energy on set. Also, I feel when there are the actor and the filmmaker both are, you know, women, I feel there is anyway a fantastic energy on set. And I have heard many actors, filmmakers say that when they are both females. What was the time, and was it getting easier because of these things?
Yes, I will say working with Rani was superlative, because she is a mother herself and she understands the challenges of being a mother, and especially when you're working, because you know when you're on a set it's 12 hours, so I used to always call her for help and saying, can you send your nurse to my house, because my son is you know, so she would be sending all these, like, don't worry, I'm sending him some ghee, and I'm sending him this, and I'm sending my nanny, and so I relied on her. Apart from that, I also have to say a very, very big gratitude to the production and to Nikhil Advani and Monisha and Madhu, who supported me as a mother working with everything, the paraphernalia that comes with it, because they believed in the story and they believed in me, and there was no question that you know, it would be provided for. And that is not every producer, that's a very special producer. So I'm very grateful and very, very thankful that it was so well handled for me, because I'm also a working mother and I have to strike that balance. Apart from that, lot of the other actors were mothers, because it's such a big women cast. Some were feeding on set, some were, as you know, there were also 2 children, so unke bhi mothers the. So there was, you know, nappy changing time and then feeding time, and there was, and so I felt that the energy, and we are all we had the best of actors, actresses, we had best of technicians, everybody is at top of their game in terms of technicalities. So but also the environment was very, very friendly and very nice. So yes, it is a mother's energy and a mother's blessing is what I will say. You know, it's when people come into the hall, I don't think anyone can walk out of the hall without wanting to go and just hug their mother for 10 minutes.
I'm sure. And you know, when I was at the press meet, I heard Rani say that it was a very brave choice for you to make when you told her that you want to be a single mother. Did that also bring in a massive relatability part? Because Devika wasn't a single mother initially, but with a husband who's so non-supportive, I think it's as good as, you know, being a single mother. Were you able to relate to those struggles?
Yes. It's difficult being a single mother, and you're constantly battling time for your child, and everything is your problem. Everything becomes your issue. So I did relate to that. Just tell me your question again.
Yeah, just the relatability part, that, you know, could you relate to the struggles of Devika, Sagarika for that matter?
See, personally, when I was growing up, my mother was a single mother, and I saw her struggle. And after my father passed away, I saw her bring us up when going back to college, finishing all her studies, degrees, and joining workforce back again, and providing for us without changing our school or our house. So I already had the experience of being there, and then I also became a single parent by choice, and struggle is there whether you're single or not, because you know, bringing up children is a very big responsibility.
Correct.
So I felt everything. I felt her, I felt the problems. And I'll also tell you, in the film, as you will see, the audiences will see, when you're a new mother, your body is also a mother. you're producing milk, your stomach is healing, your brain is coming to terms with a new baby who's attaching to you, your body is producing milk feeds at the right time, because your body is a mother, you've just delivered a baby. So when I was a new mother, my life was all about expressing, writing, date, keeping in fridge, taking out, and so was a new mother, Sagarika, breastfeeding baby was taken. So the child is looking for the mother for his feed, her feed. So what happens to the mother when the child is taken away? As you will see in the film, Rani has so beautifully portrayed it. It takes guts to do that. There is an internal journey of a mother and her feeding timings. And to go with the packet of milk to a police station and hand it over, so that hoping that it is going to your child. Which it's incredible to believe that someone has gone through it.
Yeah.
And even more incredible to believe that someone has agreed to play this on screen. I have never seen in any film any heroine do this. And as you will watch in the film, it's a brave decision and performance that Rani has done.
For sure.
So for me, that journey was very important.
Yeah.
People, the audiences need to realize what happens to a new mother.
I know.
And the film is, for me, as I said, it's singularly about a mother's fight to get her children back externally, and internally how the body reacts when the child is gone.
Yeah. But through this film, I could see that as a filmmaker, there's a very strong voice that you have that we could see through Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. Now, as a filmmaker, what would you like to explore in the Indian cinema? We have so many things, so many genres to explore.
Of course, as a filmmaker, I would like to, explore every genre.
Yeah.
But I will say I do have a certain affinity and love for family films. I like to do stories. Even my first film was a, father-son story and a bromance. And I like to, do relationships which are fun. And my second film also, Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway, is a story about a mother. So I think parent-child and a family, environment is what I like to do.
Yeah. Don't we all love that? But
and I like to watch. Usually as a maker, as a director, you like to watch something, and then that you imbibe that and you make that, because bachpan se I have also seen all these fantastic family films that we have in our country. So yeah.
But thank you so much, Ashhima, for this conversation. I cannot wait for everyone to watch the film. I have watched it already and loved it. Yeah, but all the very best and congratulations already.
Thank you so much.
Most welcome.